Welcome back to the dojo, y'all. Welcome back to the daily discussions. I'm your host, Professor Hawk Sensei. And the topic of discussion for today, better late than never. You may be led to believe that you're too old, you started too late, you don't have much time. And the fact of the matter is, you don't know what the case is. All you know is nothing ever gonna get done if you don't at least start. Better late than never. That's to remind you, even though you may have overslept in life, even though you may have put off your responsibilities, even though you may have forsaken your development, if you're still waking up, you still got a chance. You may not reach the maximum potential that you first sought out in the beginning or you first dreamt about, but you can get somewhere. Where you'll get, that's entirely up to you. Okay? Now, I'm making this video and there's some people about to walk over here. I'm just hoping and praying that they not here to disturb me. I'm really hoping. But anyway, back to the topic of discussion with better late than never. You can't be too afraid to start something just because you feel like you maybe have missed your time or something. Like prime example, when people go to college in their later years. When people go to college in their later years, they may feel a little out of place because everybody around them is younger than them, and they may not be able to relate, you know what I mean? They won't be able to have much of a good time hanging out with people that are 10, 20 years younger than them, you know what I mean? You just will feel like a fish out of water. But regardless, don't let time be something that stops you from starting. I'll say it again. Don't let time be something that stops you from starting. You gotta realize that you only got so much time. And if you spent a whole bunch of time not doing anything or not growing and not going towards your goals and ambitions or whatever, you gotta make do with whatever time that you have left. Even though you don't know entirely how much time you may have, you know how much time you wasted or you used or you haven't used wisely. Whatever the case may be for you or your situation, your life, your story, you got to decide what time you gonna go, what time you gonna do something, what time you gonna make something happen. You know what I mean? I don't really understand the whole concept of not ever doing something because you feel like you don't have time. You might get started on something and then you find somebody who gives you more time or gives you an opportunity to have more time or gives you an opportunity to get there quicker. You never know. You never know until you start taking steps to see what it is that you want to see. What I find, right? See, I came over here to be alone, right? What I find is each and every one of us has to decide when we're going to do something. You got to decide when you're going to do something. And the term better late than never is there for you to remember it's never too late. It's never too late. If you feel like it's too late, then it probably is. But if you're able to at least get started, if you're able to at least get an idea and start putting it into practice, maybe you'll see some type of growth or some type of advancement or some type of improvement. Whereas if you don't do anything, you won't see nothing. That's what that phrase is trying to teach you. Better late than never. It's better to at least start today than put it off again tomorrow. Better late than never. The journey of a million miles starts with a single step. The journey of a million miles starts with a single step. One step. One single step. That's all it takes to get started. You can't get anything done if you don't start. So that's why I say again, better late than never. If you're in a rush to get to work and you crash your car or you get pulled over, you know what I mean? It changes the whole dynamics of your entire day, right? It changes the entire dynamics of your entire day. You may not even make it to work. That's another reason why they say better late than never. Because if you think being late is the worst thing in the world, you may never make it there in the first place. That's what that statement is about. So if you think that it's too late to start or you wasted too much time, you are already defeating yourself from achieving a goal or achieving success. Now, it feels like it's getting a little bit too crowded over here, so I'm going to move. I really don't like when I go somewhere and then a whole bunch of people want to show up to where I'm at, right? There was a whole nother spot that these kids wanted to play at, and then I go over here to get away from them, and they come over here. So I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go somewhere where they can't go. You know what I mean? Because I highly doubt that they're following me or trying to listen to what I'm doing. Don't nobody know who I am. You know what I mean? Don't nobody know who I am. So back to the topic, right? Better late than never. Just because you wasted a year or two doing this thing that didn't work out, it don't mean that it's too late to try something else, right? Sometimes we got to start over 2, 3, 4 times before we get it right. Better late than never. I went the first time, didn't make it. Went the second time, came close. Went the third time, I almost had it. They say third time's a charm, but it might be the fourth time when you get it right. You know what I mean? When we think about better late than never, we got to remember that right now, even though it's later than what it used to be before, we still got an opportunity in right now. We don't know what's to come in the days ahead. But the later it gets, the harder it's going to get. The more difficult it's going to be to achieve anything. The less resources you're going to have, the less support you're going to have. You know what I mean? The older you get, the less people want to help you out. Unless they care about you and you build a bond with them or whatever, but, you know. You think about it, right? When you're a young, vibrant spring chicken, a young girl that, you know, everybody's attracted to. When you get old gray, nobody gonna want shit to do with you. That's what I mean by that statement. Like when you get older, people ain't gonna really be, you know what I'm saying, trying to help you like that. So, even though you're late, even though it's a little bit later starting off than what you think it should have been, you're still not at the place of never yet. You're just late. You're just late. You still can arrive. You're just late right now. But when it gets to the point where it's no longer possible, that's when you reach the realm of never. We're not saying that you got infinite time. We're not saying that you can procrastinate and put it off forever. What's being said is, decide when to go. Don't let when decide for you. Because if that happens, you may not be prepared or even ready to take on the responsibilities or the tasks that lies ahead. That's why I say better late than never. Focus on the late part, not the never part. Because if you focus on the never part, the longer you focus on the never part, the closer you get to that never. But if you can start while you're still late, you still got a chance to win. You still got a chance to make this life what you want it to be. So, before I go, I want to remind you once again, better late than never. If you never do it, then, hey, I guess none of this matters. But if you got an idea of what you want to do, get started. I don't know what that looks like for you, but get started. Get started. Even if it's just looking up information to help you understand what you need to do. Get started. That being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you do. Hope you're waking up every day with a plan, purpose, and a smile. Not waking up with a plan, purpose, and a smile, hey, at least you're waking up. Till next time, guys. Class dismissed.